Good morning, everyone. Well, today is a big day in the life of your host, Jason Wright. Get ready, fasten your seatbelt, kids. I'm getting my first colonoscopy. That's right. That's right. I am going in for the big look, the big search to make sure that everything is clear of polyps, that there's no problems. And so much of the Jason Wright Show is dedicated to health and wellness. And I know it's more fun and more exciting to talk about really cool supplementation, ice baths, heat therapy, all these cool things that we can do as humans to optimize our health, biohacking, and all that. But the bottom line is we need just that good, proven maintenance on our bodies. And a lot of times, and I'm talking to okay, first of all, let me talk to the men out there. All right, so a colonoscopy, we tended to be one of those things that we always thought of as kind of like an old man's treatment or whatever, or screening. And that when you get old, you do that. Well, as data has started to come in later years, we're learning that you should start to get your colonoscopies even younger than what previously thought. I think a lot of insurance companies, I think to this day, are still kind of behind in that they are only covering colonoscopies starting at 50 years old, but a lot of them are pushing that back to 45. And so I'm 48, and I had always planned on waiting till I was 50 until I started hearing just expert after expert say, you know what, don't wait till you're 50. Why would you not go ahead as early as possible when there are more incidences of polyps and precancerous things happening before 50? Why not go ahead and get the screening? And here's the cool thing. Much like women with mammograms, a colonoscopy is one of the few things that we have that actually makes having colon cancer almost 100% preventable. And I really started paying attention to it whenever I was listening to an episode of the Peter Attia show. I guess, man, this has been a couple of years ago. And that's what really got me thinking, you know what, I need to go ahead and get this scheduled and get this done. And so I'm about to do that. And so today's episode is more of a public service announcement more than anything. If you are a wife out there, encourage your husband to go get screened. Just like every husband should make sure that his wife is getting her mammograms and making sure that, look, cancer is something that can sneak up on you in certain ways. If it's in your blood, it's in your bones, there's all these different things that it can sneak up on us. But there are certain forms of cancer that we can absolutely detect with precision well before it becomes a detrimental event. So I wanted to just go ahead and include on today's episode, since we're talking about the colonoscopy, this message from Peter Attia that I think kind of puts into perspective exactly why every single man that is, especially if you're 45 or older, if you have not had a colonoscopy, go get one. So here's Dr. Peter Attia on this subject.
What's amazing is that you can look directly at the colon as it transitions from being perfectly normal to developing something called a polyp. And that transition is a necessary first step towards the development of colon cancer. Now, most polyps do not become colon cancer, but every colon cancer comes from a polyp. And this is a very important step. It means the development of a polyp is a necessary but not sufficient step for the development of cancer. And we have a tool that allows us to look directly at the colon and identify any and all polyps and remove them. You think about that, the implication is really nobody should die of colon cancer. If we accept screening at a high enough rate, it should certainly be far less than it is today. It shouldn't be the third leading cause of cancer death. It shouldn't kill 50,000 people a year.
Now, here's the cool thing too that Peter Attia talks about is that he actually does a screening. I think he's doing his either every other year. I don't think it's every year, but he is really, I mean, it's not like just taking the prescribed dose of screenings. He's doing his like with great frequency. Now, obviously, he can do that. He has the resources to spend the money. I think that if you have to pay for a screening. I think it's around $2,000. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure that's pretty across the board, kind of an average of what I've seen it cost. So if you are uninsured, but look, here's the thing: if you're someone out there that you have a really high deductible, you have to pay it fully out of pocket or whatever. As I become older, I've started to think much more about the fact that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. While it may suck to write that check for something like, having a camera stuck up your bum, think about the alternative. What would you feel if you waited, you didn't get the screening, you got a diagnosis, you end up getting treated, you end up having cancer, and then just the mental cost, the cost to your family, and then the financial burden that would cause. So anyway, we got to really take these things into perspective. And so, I just wanted to come on today and encourage each and every one of you to, one, pray for me as I go in for this little, this peep show that the doc's going to do on my backside, but also just to encourage everybody out there. Look, I'm about as healthy as I've ever been in my entire life. This is something that if you are truly dedicated to your health and your wellness and just staying that way and making sure that you don't suffer any more than you absolutely have to in this life, from a health perspective, go get the proper screenings, take precautions, be proactive. And now I'm going to sign off because I've got to go drink more of this horrid liquid that I have to drink a gallon of over 2 days to prepare for this little endeavor. And so, so with that, I'm going to leave you, and I'm going to tell you to always, always endeavor to improve. Always and always take care of your health. I'm Jason, and I'm out.